That's kind of weird. You ready?
Yep.
Alrighty, folks. Here we are, here in beautiful Echo Park, Los Angeles. I'm here with filmmaker Christopher Good,
Hi.
all the way in from Kansas. So that's weird. Kansas. What's that like?
Well, like I was saying off camera, I grew up in the suburbs, so it's probably pretty similar to suburbs all over the country. But it's good. You know, it's fine. I don't have many complaints, I don't think.
Yeah. I think one of the things I thought when I first heard about you from our mutual friend Peter DeReamer, shouts out Peter, I was like, why does this guy live in Kansas? Do people ask you that a lot?
Kind of. I mean, or more just like being surprised
Yeah.
that that's where I live. But it's kind of like, I mean, as you said, I'm from there, or maybe I said that. I can't remember. But I am from there originally. And I sort of just kind of from early on had the idea that maybe the style that I wanted to do with cinema was like, it would just be difficult to like come out to LA without knowing anybody and like do these things like short films with like 50 scenes and you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like just like so intricate that I just didn't think, because I had no connection to anyone out here that's like from end to start. So and you know in Kansas, like if you're shooting stuff in Kansas, like you know put a camera on the hood of a car and drive down this, like you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
So there are advantages. Felt like I just kind of had to make stuff there.
Yeah. I definitely like have fantasized about that. Like I'm from California. I
Yeah.
grew up super close to LA. So it's like I definitely dream about like, man, it would rock to like go live somewhere where it's less expensive, less, you know, rules, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah, I mean that's the other,
shooting.
like money wise, like
Yeah.
I still have to live in Kansas, like,
Yeah.
or to be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, so I should look at my notes. I was gonna ask you something else about Kansas, and I don't remember what it was. I guess it was just why not move somewhere else? Because everybody expects you to. But you kind of
Yeah.
answered that.
Yeah, I mean, like I would imagine maybe at some point I'll move out here. I mean, I really
Yeah.
like LA, like, but I also travel all the time anyway, and so
Yeah.
it's kind of nice, like just traveling. I mean, it sort of feels like it almost doesn't matter where I live because
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the road a lot.
That seems like a great way to do it.
It's pretty nice.
How did you like start coming out to LA? Because you work with people who live out here.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Well, it's sort of all just, I mean, things lead to another. I mean, I just like first made a couple shorts in Kansas, and off of those, a band that wasn't from Kansas City, but a couple of the members were living there at the time. They asked me to make a music video for them, and which that was like a good situation to start out with, because it was like, because they were in Kansas City at the time, but they were on the label and had a publicist, so it was kind of like that sort of like normalized from the beginning to me, like, oh well, that's like when you do a video, like there's a label in the public, as opposed to like doing
Just doing it
videos
for
for
your
friends and stuff. So from the start, luckily, I kind of had that, which I think was kind of good, because I didn't like get burnt out like making a ton of videos for friends that kind of like nothing really happened. But yeah, and then just like people kept asking me to do things. I don't know.
That's very cool. I guess, yeah, this is gonna be live, so I can't say like go check out Christopher's work, but you should check it out. uh, I I'm kind of gonna get ultra specific.
Okay.
So your short, The Return of the Gumshoe Kids.
Yeah.
Was that your first
Yeah.
kind of short?
Yeah. Definitely.
Like
the
at
first,
all,
Yeah,
or-
at all. Yeah.
At all?
But it took a really long time to make.
Okay. How
Like,
long
it
did it
took
take?
years and years.
Okay.
There were 2 versions that fell apart. Like, started one, the main actor quit, started a different one, that main actor quit, and then the version that exists, that one took like 3 years or something.
Why were people quitting?
Because it took too long, and it was like, I probably at the start I also wasn't, didn't know how to communicate with actors.
Yeah.
So maybe I was like kind of being a jerk or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. That was a long
Yeah.
time ago. But yeah, then the one that does exist, but I didn't even have a producer. Like,
Yeah.
I was kind of literally doing everything myself. So yeah, it took a really long time.
Yeah, for the viewer, if you're not familiar with Christopher's work, it's like kind of just like nonstop information coming at you with like, I mean, probably your shorts average is like 50 scenes, right? At least on
Probably.
paper.
So I think Return to Gun that one probably does, and Crude Oil definitely does.
Yeah.
Brad Cuts Loose is a little tamer.
Yeah, so I guess my question about Return of the Gumshoe Kids, because I assumed it was your first. It's definitely the first online. So I was like, it's probably his first. Is just like, how the hell did you like have a fully formed style? Like, how did you?
There were certain ideas that I guess I just had kind of from, I don't know. But I mean, like I say, like that took a long time to,
Yeah.
so there was a lot of trial and error. So that's probably the biggest answer. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There were just some things I wanted to do, I think.
It's crazy. I rewatched it today, and it definitely like, it has that vibe of like something you make with your friends.
Yeah.
But just the filmmaking is so tight. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the last time I watched it, I was like, well, in some respects, it's like pretty crude, like
Yeah.
technically, but it's kind of there, like the
Yeah.
style, I guess.
It's definitely clear like you knew what you were doing right away, which is insane.
Well, thanks.
What else am I asking you here? Okay, so I want to get into your first feature, Mudjackin.
Yeah,
2013.
yeah.
How long did that take to make?
That took like a couple years, I think. I can never remember when we made it because
Yeah.
2013. I guess that's the year we finished it. It kind of felt like there were different because like Mudjackin, like I think it went literally 0 for 30 in terms of film festival acceptance. Like
That's insane.
everybody
That's
rejected it,
insane.
like everybody.
That's insane.
Well, or 30.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped entering after that. But I think that's when we were entering. But then Kentucker put it on his site.
Yeah.
Maybe that was like 2015. They were kind of different.
Yeah.
It's all kind of a blur.
Yeah, in my mind it came out in 2015, and then I looked it up today. It said 2013, so I don't know.
I think that's when we actually finished it, and then nothing happened. But then Kentucker liked it.
Yeah. So is that...
Thanks, Kentucker.
Shout out Kentucker. Was that... That was... You kickstarted that?
Yeah.
How... I guess, first off, just how did that script come about?
Well, there was like at first it was completely different. Like I wrote a script for it, I think like pretty quickly, and we started shooting that script, and then like I think like a month or so in, I was just like, the script is bad. Like this isn't, we can't make this, and so I just stopped it and then like rewrote it into what it is now. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It was bad at first, but yeah, and then I don't know. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I hardly remember writing Mudjackin.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Actually, we started like that second version. Now I remember I didn't even finish the script, and then we started shooting it, and then I was just like writing scenes sometimes the night before or
That's
something.
crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
I definitely wondered, like, what the hell does the script of that movie look like? Because it's just so much like voiceover and like
Yeah. I think it was all in there. It was just yeah, I don't know, like pretty specific probably.
Okay, back in it. I'm still on Mudjackin'. Yeah, I guess what strikes me about that. What was like what did the budget end up being?
That's a good question. I kind of like, with all of these, I kind of don't keep too close to track.
Yeah.
Partly because I want to get like depressed, but also because it's like there hasn't been. It's just been us making them, so I haven't had to.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, if it goes over what we make on the Kickstarter, it's just like been on credit cards and stuff. But I think, I don't know, maybe it got up to like 45,000 after like post and stuff.
Damn.
Because we did like have like what do you say, professional, like coloring and like all the post stuff, so that cost quite a bit.
This is a bizarre question. Was any of that movie shot on film, or am I tripping?
Mudjackin', no, it's all on a Panasonic AF100. Is that the camera?
There was just I remember watching it one time and thinking like, damn, that kind of looks like film. That's a very interesting look, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't think people use that camera much. I think it came out, and then within like a year or so, it was out of favor, if it ever was in favor.
Yeah.
I just, for whatever reason, got it, and that was the one we had. But I did use, I was using lenses I was using like old Nikon still camera lenses with adapters. Yeah. So that kind of helped. Made it look a little better, I think.
Definitely has a very unique look. My main question with that movie was just like, how do you, honestly, how do you like believe in an idea for so long? Because it must have seemed crazy, right? It's like a very ambitious.
Well, I'd kind of already, the precedent had been set with the first short that took so long. Like,
wait, so it was that short, and then
there was another short in between called
one?
Holy Moly.
Okay, I've seen Holy Moly. Yeah. Great short.
But we kind of made that one a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It was like finished Return to Gumshoe Kids, and then like within 6 months, I think we had made Holy Moly.
Damn. I didn't realize it was all in such close succession.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that movie is just like sitting there on Vimeo, you know?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a great movie. It's like a masterpiece.
Yeah, no one, like, I don't know. Well, thank you. But, it's completely obscure.
Yeah, I guess before moving on from Mudjackin', my only other question about it is like, I saw it in 2017, and then when I found out it was made in 2013, I was like, my mind was a little bit blown, just because it seems so, I guess, current or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because of like the rise of neo-Nazis or what.
Yeah.
But it seems so, like, if I had seen it, I would have guessed it was made in like late 2015.
Yeah. It's unfortunately feels kind of prescient or something.
Did you feel like stuff brewing, or did you just...
It was mostly like the birther stuff.
Yeah.
You could kind of, I think, feel it. It was coming from that stuff, like, because that movie was kind of written after the 2012 election. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could feel enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, also we kind of, like, in the first version of Mudjackin', we went to kind of some areas in Missouri where it was just like, you kind of, like, I started reading about it and it was just like, what? Where am I? What is this like? And it was just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It definitely, like,
But yeah, it feels unfortunately current. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's crazy. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's great. It's great to watch a character that is treated so empathetically get wrapped up in something that's so horrific.
Yeah.
It's not something you see in movies a lot, and it's extra crazy, like, given what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Go watch Mudjackin', available on Vimeo, and No Budge. Great movie. So you kind of started talking about how you started directing music videos, but that's popping off right now. You got Joyce Manor, you got Mitski, Waxahachie,
Yeah.
all these. It feels like within like the last couple months or something, you've really had a lot come out.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Well, I mean, like I said, I made that first music video, and then, and then I went and co-directed a couple things with Cody Critchlow for his Shun project. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because I guess it's sort of just like, I don't know. I guess it's word of mouth. I mean, people just email me.
Yeah.
And then within the last year, I mean, kind of when I did the first video I did for Kevin Morby, that Dorothy video, you could feel things change a little bit after that. It seemed like I was kind of just like working all the time after that on music videos. And then, yeah, Mitski, that one's great. I was really into her music like prior to doing the video, so it was really awesome to work on.
Do you mostly... never mind. I guess that's a weird question. I was gonna say, like, do you mostly work with artists that you're a fan of? But you're not gonna say no. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool. Really great work.
Thank you.
What else? So your new short, Crude Oil. I just saw it at a festival.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, that was a blast. It was very late in Beverly Hills. It was a blast. How long did that one take? Crude Oil.
It took like a year. Because, I mean, we were working on, it was kind of like a lot of the same people were working on music videos in between. And so it was kind of like whenever we could get everyone together. The first shoot took like 5 days, I think, but then it was like another maybe 5 days, and then like pickups and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of people flying in to Kansas City to work on it. So yeah, it was kind of whenever people were available.
Yeah, that reminds me. How'd you get to know Josh Fadum?
Josh, we had a mutual friend who kind of introduced us, I think, like on Facebook or something, and I think he liked that second short I made, Holy Moly, and then we just kind of became friends, and he's in Mudjackin' as well. And,
in some way he feels like you're DiCaprio or something. He's always popping in.
Yeah, Fadum, yeah.
Well, yeah, Crude Oil, it was really good. You got into Sundance?
Yeah.
How was that? How was Sundance?
It was amazing. I mean, honestly, it was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, particularly if you make, a movie that like doesn't get into any festival whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then a couple movies later, yeah, it was amazing. It's been wonderful.
You went, right?
Yeah.
It was cool?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, everyone's very warm and helpful. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, what are you gonna do with that short?
Well, it's I mean, as you might infer from the Mudjackin' situation, I mean, Brad Cuts Loose like premiered at Slam Dance and played at some festival. We kind of put that online pretty quick though, but I've never had like the experience of like any sizable festival run, so I'm kind of like doing that, just like traveling a lot. So I think it'll probably be at festivals for like the next year.
Oh, that's cool.
I think we'll see. I mean, people continue to want it.
Are you gonna try to travel around to them?
As much as I can, yeah. It's kind of a weird balance because I'm like writing. I gotta write as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I'm gonna try to go to as many as I can.
Hell yeah. Should we pause again? And we're back. We were talking about what were we talking about?
Good question. I guess crude oil.
Oh, crude oil. That was it.
Sundance.
Yeah. We're talking about Sundance. Talking about crude oil. Okay. So, you're writing a new feature right now?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Like the last month.
I guess I don't want to ask you any questions about it. Is this the first feature you've wanted to make since Mudjacking, or were there other things?
That's a good question. I've definitely been thinking about it a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't really finished a draft. I probably started and scrapped stuff in the meantime, but yeah, I don't know. I guess for whatever reason I did those shorts, and yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I guess not. I mean, because now I'm doing it.
Yeah,
for real.
I guess something I am curious about is did you feel disappointed at all after Mudjacking? Because I know after I make something, I definitely have at least 3 months where I'm wow, I put so much work into that, and nobody cares.
Let's see. I'm sure I did. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I assume I did, because like I say, it was just nobody. Yeah, it was just rejection after rejection. So presumably I felt that way. I think it's kind of easier almost to remember. Maybe I just remembered the good things. It's like a basketball player.
Yeah.
You just remember your last make, and you just forget about your misses. But yeah, I mean, I think once it was kind of weird because it's something that, I mean, you could totally say that Mudjacking was yeah, you could definitely characterize it as a failure.
Yeah.
And yet it still really helped us because, I mean, particularly once Kentucker liked it and kind of talked it up. And then maybe a couple other this Film Pulse site put it on their top 50 movies of the year or whatever. Yeah. So it was there were just enough things that it still helped us in a way. It was weird.
Yeah. It's definitely good enough that anyone who sees it is probably pretty wowed by it.
Maybe. Yeah, just
it's hard to get people to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What try to think of questions that don't get into what your new thing's about. But is there anything you really are consciously I'm gonna do that way different going into this new thing? Feature wise?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of so many things have changed now, just in terms of I mean, when I made Mudjacking, it was nobody. I don't know, it's just kind of different in terms of I mean, really, once you get a movie into Sundance, probably just a little different, because there are at least some people a little bit who are oh, send us a script or what, so it's kind of way different. I'm kind of it's something I think about though, kind of, I feel it might be tricky trying to, I mean, expand things, but at the same time, the way I make things is kind of unorthodox. So I feel there's going to be some tension there, growing things, but also being able to make something that's really intricate.
Yeah.
So I'm frankly kind of worried in that regard, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Are you a perfectionist at all?
I don't know. I mean, I understand what people mean by that term.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, it's not like when it comes to like we were like me and Andrina and the sound designer Danny on Crude Oil were being interviewed, and he was kind of like, Chris mostly lets me do my thing. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I am.
It's
I mean, I have
interesting.
specific ideas for lots of things,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I totally. I don't know.
It's interesting because I don't get that vibe from your work. It feels very like free and somehow like off the cuff or something, even though it's always like some like insane like production design or something, or some insane like tracking shot,
Yeah.
which is cool because usually it's like, I don't know, I don't want to like shit talk Wes Anderson or something, but like when people think of that type of thing, it's usually something that's very like stiff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I go into it. I mean, the shots are. I mean, everything's for the most part, unless it's like a handheld sequence. Like things are made to cut into each other in certain ways. So in that sense, it's very controlled. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Parts of the story feel kind of anarchic, and so maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
It also just seems like everybody is more or less like, I mean, and this might just be my perspective as like also a filmmaker, but it seems like everybody's kind of doing what they want to do, you know?
Hopefully so. Yeah, I don't know.
In Crude Oil, when Josh was like flipping around on that bed,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's just being Josh on that bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with Josh, it's like, yeah. I mean, I sort of feel like Josh can do things that I don't know who else can do it quite like
Yeah.
Josh. So yeah, I was excited to have him flip around on the
Okay, well that's exciting. You're making a new feature. Oh, are you gonna try to go like the studio route?
I don't know. I really have not. I can't imagine. So for the next one, I wouldn't imagine. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I really have no idea what. I'm gonna write the script and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there. I guess I don't know, but hopefully we can get it together soon. That's my other worry. I don't want to like sit around for
Yeah.
3 years like trying to. I'd rather just make it. But I mean, we've like, luckily, that's how we have started out. It's just like
Yeah.
making things on our own. So at least that's an option. Like,
Yeah.
we
You
can
could
just
just do
it
it if you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting. Let me see if I got anything else. This is a weird question. I'm just going to read it as I wrote it because I'm not 100% sure what I was thinking. It says, "What do you want out of filmmaking? Where's it all going? Dreams?" Question mark.
It's sort of more compulsive behavior, really.
Yeah.
I don't really think in terms like
You don't
that.
think about like big picture.
Not really. I don't really like my life. I mean, really, I don't know what I'm doing in 3 months.
Yeah.
Like 2 months. Like I'm writing the script, and like beyond that, I have no plans. I mean, there's another script that like I want to write
Yeah.
sooner rather than later, and like, but it's not. I don't know. There isn't some grand plan at all.
Yeah. Are you like completely happy with what you're doing? That's a weird question, but
I don't know. I guess I don't think about that either. But like, certainly. I mean, what can you say? Like, things are nicer now probably than they were when
Yeah.
we were making Mudjack, and I mean, it is nicer when you get a sense of people like wanting
Reacting.
to see what
Yeah.
you make. Like, so, I mean, pretty happy right now, I guess.
I definitely have moments sometimes where I'm like, damn, I love my life. I love my friends.
Yeah.
I love everything I'm making. I just wish I had a little more money. I guess I mean, like, do you feel that way? Do you feel like everything you're doing is like, yeah, this is the best it could be going?
Gosh, I don't know. Well, I mean, I have no complaints, is all
Yeah.
I can say.
That's good.
I don't know. I mean, But like that's after years of going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just takes forever, I think.
That's good though. I think it's probably good that you don't think that way, because I feel like you put everything into each thing that you're making, as opposed to being like, I'm doing this so I can do something else.
Oh,
down the
right.
line. Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, I don't think like that. Like career move kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. No, I just like make whatever
Yeah.
I write.
Which is great. It's like the best way you could be.
If I knew how to do it that other way, like I probably would.
Yeah.
If I thought like, oh, this would be really smart to do. Like I honestly probably would, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know how to do that.
That's a blessing. My last question is even weirder. I read this interview that you did about crude oil,
Yeah.
and you said you can be delusional about your own ability, and through trial and error grow into it.
Yeah.
That was very interesting to me. Do you feel? I guess if you're delusional, you don't feel delusional, but is that something you feel like you were delusional when you were younger, or do you still kind of feel like the same?
Well, I think when I said that, I probably was thinking back to like when I first started making anything, because I didn't like go to film school. Like I just started making things on my own, and probably saw myself in a way that was completely unrealistic and like had nothing to do with reality. But yeah, like before I actually knew how, I thought I knew how to make stuff, and like probably didn't. But then yeah, but then I just like kept making things, and it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you just kind of met up with that grand idea. I mean,
Well, maybe not grand.
totally.
Yeah. But just like competence, general. Yeah.
That's. I mean, I thought that was like a very beautiful thing to say. Because it is delusional to want to make movies to an extent. It's weird. A lot of people, a lot of money got to come together
Yeah.
for some idea you had. It's wild. I guess that's about it. Is there anything you want to say?
Nah, just thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for doing this. It was a
Of course.
blast. What would you like to point people in the direction of?
Oh gosh. Well, Tipper has a band called Color TV. That's good. Really
Do
good.
any videos for them?
No, she like makes all her own stuff. I tried to talk her into letting me do one for one song, and she wasn't having it. Yeah, I don't know. Those William Klein movies are really good. Have you watched those?
No.
Yeah, you should watch those.
I will.
They're amazing.
And yeah, go watch Mud Jacket on Vimeo. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.